Big tonight, a new prime minister is formally in place in Trinidad and Tobago, and the government has begun to take shape following the general elections of Monday. Kamla Persad-Bissessar was sworn in Port of Spain late Thursday.
I do swear by this constitution.
This is the lead story we are following tonight.
Kamla Persad-Bissessar has been sworn in for a second time as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, promising a new era of compassion, fairness and a decisive leadership following a resounding electoral victory for the United National Congress.
This day starts the journey to rebuild our economy, to restore our security, to revolutionize our access to technology, diversify our revenue streams, and renew our people's hope, faith, and confidence to propel our beloved nation forward.
The swearing-in ceremony was held late Thursday at President's House in Port of Spain and officiated by President Christine Kangaloo. Attorney General Designate John Jeremy also took his oath of office. The rest of the cabinet will be sworn in on Saturday. In her inaugural address, Prime Minister Persad-Bissessar signaled a sharp shift in national governance priorities.
We stand together as a nation at the beginning of a new 5-year government term. A 5-year term where the real people of TNT will be put at the forefront.
Persad-Bissessar warned her newly elected ministers that accountability will be non-negotiable.
Therefore, if you, as government reps, treat the citizens with love, I will reflect that love onto you. However, when I say this to my incoming government members, however, if you treat citizens with callousness, contempt, and corrupt ways, I guarantee you, your retribution will be swift and brutal. Never, ever mistake my physical appearance or my kindness for weakness. I think you all know there is nothing more dangerous than a mother who believes her children are in danger. Everyone will be wise to remember that for the next 5 years.
Reflecting on her previous time out of office, Persad-Bissessar described the past decade as a time of personal and political exile.
Many of you who have been forgotten feel. After demitting this office of Prime Minister in 2015, for the last 10 years, I was a woman scorned, a pariah to many, because on their eyes, I had nothing material to give. For 10 years, my companionship was a photo of my mother and father hanging on my wall in my office, and my husband and children, and indeed, the many loyal, dedicated, rank-and-file UNC members. I want you to know then and understand, I know how it feels to be forgotten. I know how it feels to be humiliated and written off. I know how it feels to be kicked and stomped on when you're down. And that is how I know that it was the poorest and humblest people who came to my aid in those 10 hard years, while others had their foot on my neck. The old guard dies, but I want you to know, we never, ever surrender.
For Primetime Caribbean, I am Tahira Burke.
Also in Trinidad and Tobago, Penelope Beckles has become the first woman opposition leader out of the People's National Movement's PNM after receiving the full endorsement yesterday of the party's General Council. Beckles, who had previously been endorsed by 6 of the PNM's 12 elected MPs, was announced as the new opposition leader by PNM General Secretary and former La Hoqueta Talparo MP Foster Cummings.
By unanimous decision, the General Council has agreed that the Member of Parliament who will fill the role of Leader of the Opposition will be the MP for the constituency of Arima, the Honourable Penelope Beckles Robbins.
Beckles' appointment means that for the first time in history, Trinidad and Tobago will have women in the top 3 positions, that of President, Prime Minister, and Opposition Leader. Speaking to the media following the announcement, Beckles said a general election post-mortem will be among the priorities of party business. And this is Primetime Caribbean.